Now, streaming live, this is KSLA News Now.
Well, thank you for joining us. You're watching KSLA News Now. I'm Jeff Horchak. Breaking today, a shooting at an ice rink in Rhode Island leaves 2 victims dead and 3 others in critical condition. Police say that a shooter opened fire at Dennis M. Lynch Arena during a high school hockey game this afternoon in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Police say that it looks like a family dispute. Now, Pawtucket police say the incident appeared to be a, quote, targeted incident involving a family dispute. Olin Lawrence, who was on the ice at the time of the shooting, spoke on his and fellow teammates' experience during the shooting and in the moments after while they were taking shelter in a locker room.
Sorry, what is your name first?
Olin Lawrence.
And take me through the beginning, everything that you saw and heard when you got
Yeah, so when I was on the ice, I don't even know. It was, I think it was like mid-play. I heard a couple gunshots go off. I thought it was balloons at first. It was loud, and then it kept going on. So I ran right into the locker room after I got off the ice.
Were you in the arena? I'm sorry.
I was not in the arena.
But it's just being around here and seeing all this.
Correct.
What goes through your head?
It's just unbelievable. It's devastating. You know, high school kid my age. You know, not kids that I know personally, but kids that are just like me, having to experience this, and their families as well. I'm sure it's heartbreaking.
Now, federal agents responded to the scene to assist state and local authorities. A Mardi Gras parade altercation has turned into a legal battle. Deborah Church and her family are demanding justice, and they say the current charges against the accused aren't strong enough. Now, Georgie Creamer is facing simple battery and disturbing the peace charges, but Church's family wants those charges upgraded to simple battery of a person with infirmities. They're also seeking a separate battery charge related to what happened to Church's 4-year-old great-granddaughter. The Church family says they're still dealing with the trauma from the incident.
So if we have a simple battery charge, there is no legal or factual basis as to why a battery of a person with infirmities shouldn't be the charge, because that charge is for people who are 60 years or older.
Now, the lawyer said the family isn't planning on filing a lawsuit and said the family just wants justice to be done. Well, part of the government is shut down for the 3rd time in less than 6 months. This shutdown centers on funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Now, lawmakers on both sides are blaming each other for the impasse and over proposals to reform Trump administration immigration enforcement tactics, the following clashes and the shooting deaths of 2 American citizens in Minnesota. Among the changes Democrats are pushing for: an end to roving patrols, tightening rules around warrants for ICE arrest, and blocking federal agents from wearing masks, something that Border Czar Tom Homan disagrees with.
Look, I don't like the masks either, but because threats against ICE officers are up over 1,500%, actual assaults and threats are up over 8,000%. These men and women have to protect themselves.
Now, the shutdown is disrupting other DHS agencies, including TSA, FEMA, and the Coast Guard. About 64,000 TSA agents could be required to work without pay. The shutdown could stretch through the State of the Union address, which is set for February 24th.
And we have some very warm weather heading our way this week, and temperatures could even be in the 80s by the middle of the week. I'll have the details next.
Now, KSLA First Alert Weather.
And welcome back. That's a live look outside right now. Temperatures are fairly comfortable, but it is going to be a little bit cool overnight with temperatures back in the 50s. Also, get used to that fog. We're going to see some dense fog possible pretty much each night this week. We got a lot of low-level moisture and a lot of moisture coming in from the south, so that's going to lead to some fog development. So watch out for that, especially early in the morning. Turning very warm, highs nearing 80 for Wednesday and into our Thursday. And then our next weather maker we're tracking for the end of the week, bringing mainly light rain. Does not look like a big deal at this point. As I mentioned, fog is going to start to develop overnight tonight, so you can see that kind of spreading northward through the region, and some of that fog could be locally dense in spots. So if you do encounter that tomorrow morning, remember just to slow down and turn on those low beams. Shouldn't last all that long. The visibility should start to improve by mid-morning, and we should be back to pretty good visibility here by about noon on your Tuesday. Temperatures for tonight stay cool, but a little bit milder than it has been the last couple nights. We'll stay mainly in the low 50s out there thanks to that south breeze coming in off the Gulf. Here's that forecast for tomorrow. Kind of a cloudy start to the day, and it might take actually a long time, several hours to get rid of these clouds. So we'll keep those clouds in the forecast through about noon, and then we should see the skies clearing, becoming partly cloudy later on. And once that sun returns, it's going to be a pretty warm afternoon, because notice our winds out of the south tomorrow at about 10 to 20 miles an hour, and that's going to bring in some of that warmer air. So 74 degrees for our high in Shreveport, mid-70s in Natchitoches, 73 Marshall, and about 70 in Texarkana. All of these temperatures are about 10 to 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. Then we're tracking the next system that's going to arrive here Friday afternoon. That'll last into early Saturday morning. Not all that impressive as far as moisture. Scattered showers possible with this front. Minimal rainfall, though. That's not a good thing, because we definitely could use some more rain, but not a ton of rain expected with this. We are going to get a pretty significant cool down, though, as that front comes in. Looking at our rain chances here, again, each day this week there's a small chance of a little pop-up shower with some moisture around, but not more than about a 20% chance. And we do see that rain chance increasing a little bit as we head into our Saturday as that front comes in. Let's check out that 7-day forecast. Mid-70s for Tuesday, upper 70s for Wednesday. And notice the overnight low is really warm this week. We'll be in the 60s at night. We'll be up to 81 on Thursday, and then we drop to 73 on Friday. Cold front comes in Friday night, and that will be bringing some showers here for our Saturday with a temperature of 68 degrees. And then we do cool off even more, highs in the 50s by Monday.
All right, join us right here for our next newscast at 10 o'clock tonight. Until then, you can stay connected with our KSLA News 12 app. All you have to do is download that, and it'll keep you up to date on news, weather, and sports. We'll see you back here at 10.